when your negative self-talk kicks in, resistance. Things like, I'm not good enough, I'm not good at that. Limiting beliefs, because they become beliefs. Because a belief is a thought you keep thinking. And when you keep thinking a thought, when you keep repeating it, okay, I'm not good at that. And then you have a conversation with somebody else and you're talking about the same thing, you go, I'm not good at that. And pretty soon, guess what happens? You reinforce these beliefs in your subconscious. And then the subconscious works with the superconscious. The superconscious is where you get creativity from. It's where you get intuitive thought from. And now the superconscious is going, okay, we'll give you intuitive thought based upon struggle. Because struggle is in your subconscious. Because struggle is the theme. Well, let's give him more struggle. Negative self-talk, negative self-talk, trying to hold on to something. Holding on is resistance. Holding on to something, okay? Desperation. Struggle. If you're struggling, you're desperate. What do you need to do? You need to let go. So sometimes we think, and when I say we, I'm talking about ego, we think we know better. The ego always thinks it knows better. Always. And why is that bad? Well, it blocks learning, it prevents growth, it destroys relationships, it fuels anxiety and insecurity, it prevents true fulfillment. Okay. So, and why is this bad? Well, because you don't have clarity. Okay. And if you don't have clarity, you cannot access the superconscious properly. We're talking about the superconscious. We're talking about accessing what we need when we need it for our life path. Because inside right? On the outside, sometimes you do things, but inside you know. You do know. You were born with infinite knowledge. You do know. And sometimes you do these things, and sometimes I do these things. And I go, well, I don't even know why I did that. I just did that. Because it came from somewhere else at another time, in another place. But the subconscious will feed it to you if you don't change it. And people wonder why they go in circles. Society has circles built for you. So you have the Christmas parade, and then you have the New Year's celebration, and then you have Valentine's Day, and you have to go through the ritual of buying flowers and whatever. St. Patrick's Day, everybody's wearing green, okay? And then it continues like that. And then there's Thanksgiving, okay? And it's Christmas again. Boy, that year went fast. That was a fast year. But you are living on the merry-go-round. You are living on the mouse wheel. And then it's all about, well, who has the nicest green shirt on St. Patrick's Day? Who can find the biggest roses on Valentine's Day? Like, where's the challenge? Where's the creativity? We're on this merry-go-round. Here we go. How many Valentine's Days do you get? We don't know. But we will do the whole thing in the cycle and keep repeating the cycle that has been placed before us. Because this is what we know. This is our community structure. This is what we do. So if you want to focus on clarity, focus on what you want to believe. And when I say what you want to believe, I'm saying if you want to believe in yourself, if you want to believe that you have capabilities to do something, you have to do it with the 4 pillars: affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. You have to incorporate all 4 if you want to get these things done quickly. Now, if you want to take your time, okay, take your time. But your time is your life. You don't know how much time you have. You may not have time. Look at all of the people that we know, and we thought they would always be here. But they ran out of time. I may run out of time tomorrow. I don't know. Clarity. Letting go. Being clear. What does clarity mean? Well, there's several ways of achieving clarity. Thinking clearly. How do you think clearly? The fastest way to start thinking clearly is to express tones very strongly through your voice. The vocalization exercise that we give people. It clears people very quickly. Then they get relaxed. So what do we call confidence? Confidence is an inner relaxed feeling. When you're relaxed on the inside, you achieve clarity. Why? Well, because now it's easier to think. You ever meet people who tell you that they can't think? I can't think. I just got all these things on my mind, all these thoughts. I can't think. Anxiety. You know, I'm depressed. I can't think. Depression. I can't think. Too many thoughts coming at me one time. I don't know what to choose. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like that. Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. So, take your pen. I am so happy and grateful now that I am experiencing clarity. Thank you. There's a reason why in the old school, I'm talking about the old days, they would make you write on the chalkboard. I will be on time to class. I will be on time to class. And they make you write it 50 times on the board. They were affecting your subconscious. They were trying to affect your subconscious. They were trying to establish a pattern in your subconscious. If you write it 50 times on a blackboard, is it going to work? The short answer is no. It needs to be done every day. Who is going to write it 50 times every day? So, I have this one client who's making a lot of progress, and she told me when I asked her to write 100 positive I ams about herself, I saw her a week later and she said, I did 100 every day. I did 100 every day. And I'm like, wow, okay. I can change her life really quickly, very quickly, because she's doing it every day. Now, if you do this every day, how many days does it take to change a habit? How many days does it take to acquire change? Because human beings don't like change. We don't like change. We get comfortable. I only have to do this much. Okay, this is all I'm going to do. This is all I just have to show up to work for 8 hours, and then I go home. I only have to do this. I only have to do, and then I'm done. I'm out. Right? So we don't like change. We don't like added things. Okay, we're going to add this. Now, sometimes adding can be good. It could be adding money. It could be adding a material item. It could be adding a relationship. It could be adding whatever it is that's being added. But when you go about this process, consistency is important. So how many days does it take? 63 days. Can you write one affirmation for 63 days? Just one sentence for 63 days. Can you speak that sentence out loud, which is part of the vocalization process? It's not the healing aspect of it. It's the affirmation. part of it. Can you do mirror work? Can you stand in front of the mirror after writing 100 positive I ams about yourself? And can you read it to yourself in the mirror? And look up at yourself in the eye every time you read an affirmation. Every time you read one of them, can you do that? If the answer is yes, you have no problems. Feels kind of weird though in the beginning when you're standing in front of the mirror looking at yourself. If you're afraid of this one, you need to face this one, because you can run forever. You have eyes, they look out there. You need to look in here, because when you look in here, you find all the solutions. When you look out there, you keep going through random possibilities, right? Oh, this is possible, that's possible. Wherever you go, there you are. It doesn't matter where you are. The trip to Tahiti is not going to solve your anxiety. The trip to Tahiti is not going to solve your problems. It will make you feel good temporarily. It will change your environment. And maybe if you stay in Tahiti, you can live that lifestyle, and maybe that will solve some of your problems. But going somewhere externally does not solve problems. It just takes your problems from here to there. And you wake up on the beach in Tahiti with the same problems. Okay. So a little bit about resistance. Resistance is like static on the radio. You hear static on the radio? Okay, it prevents clarity. It's not clear. You need to be aligned. You need to be, so how do we be aligned? The conscious, subconscious, and superconscious need alignment. And when you align these three things, there's only the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. But when you align them, when they're working well together, when there is synergy between the conscious, the subconscious, and superconscious, there's high performance, there's productivity, there's optimism, there's hope. Human beings don't need handouts, none of them. They all have gifts in here. Somebody told me that years and years ago when I was young. I was in my 30s, I think, my early 30s. And they said, a human being doesn't need a handout. A human being needs to be inspired. And I was like, wow, that's cruel. Like, you're not going to give them anything, but you can give them advice, right? But that's where you get the expression. If I give you a fish, you can eat. If I teach you to fish, you can eat for a lifetime. Versus that one dinner. Which goes back to the principle that I've been telling you for weeks now. Right? You can do a random act that will produce a random positive result. But the idea is to commit this to your subconscious. Commit it to this, to your body. Because then your body does it better than your conscious mind. Why? Because it's memorized. The subconscious learns in repetition. And because the subconscious learns in repetition, you can learn to be happy. You can learn to be joyful. My favorite thing was doing comedy. My favorite thing was doing comedy as a voice actor. That was my favorite thing to do because I love to make people laugh and because I was laughing in the process because I was observing myself in real time, thinking of ridiculous things and scenarios in my head and making everyone laugh at the same time. So I was laughing, they were laughing. At the end of 4 hours, at the end of a 4-hour show, it was on radio. At the end of a 4-hour show, I'm exhausted. I walk out of the radio station so tired to my car, right? But the feeling that you get from 4 hours of exerted energy in the form of laughter, in the form of joy, in the form of happiness, in the name of comedy, is priceless. It's priceless. And then I would take a nap, and when I wake up and I go to the office, money comes, clients come, contracts come. Everything starts to flow. Everything starts to flow. Did I put a lot of effort into that? No, I just went down in the morning and made everybody laugh. That's all I did. As a result, I got contracts, came in. And this is God working. Because like I say, I always say, even the cats at the park eat. Even the cats at the park eat. There's this lady at the park that I walk at. I walk 4 miles a day normally. I've been out because my foot is healing. I think I start tomorrow again. I can't wait. But even the cats at the park, they eat canned food every morning. These are stray cats. These are cats that live out. They're tough cats. They live outside. They live in the weather. They climb the trees. And these old ladies come and they feed them. Even the cats eat. Even the cats at the park. Everything comes to us through others. Everything comes to you from the superconscious, based upon what you put in your subconscious. Okay, let's say it another way. Everything comes from God through others. Through others. So how do we keep this going? Well, you have to play your part in keeping it going. Play your part in keeping the cycle going. Give. Right? The 4 principles. What are the 4 principles? Generosity, kindness, compassion, and love. Empathy is part of compassion. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes because you don't know what they're going through. You know, sometimes you see someone with a lot of stuff. You know, they have the brand new car, they have the brand new house, they have the brand new boat, they have the brand new grill, they have the brand new, right? Brand new. And no love. So, at that point, what matters the most? If you're in a desert and you don't have any water, and someone puts a glass of water in front of you, you will worship that glass of water. Okay, so perspective. What's important? Depends on how you feel. What are you thinking? What you feel depends on what you're thinking. You can change your feelings by changing your thoughts. Your emotions are driven by thoughts. What do you think? Are you thinking thoughts that scare you? Change your thinking. Here, I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. Why confidence? Confidence is at the core of my teaching. Because if I can get someone confident, I can get them to believe in themselves. If I can get someone confident, I can achieve clarity in that individual. If I can get someone confident, I can get them to be better parents. If I can get someone confident, I can get them to be a better partner for their spouse, for their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Because it's the insecurities that strike out at people. It's the insecurities that throw those darts or those daggers or whatever you want to call it. Striking out, being offensive, being cruel, being harsh. It's insecurity that drives that, not confidence. Confidence is a chill, laid back feeling. How do you achieve confidence? Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. You have to see yourself being confident first. But when you practice generosity, kindness, compassion, and love, practice it as a practice. Practice as something that you're going to do regularly. Because then it gets committed to your subconscious. A human being becomes what they practice. Anything. Doesn't matter. The only thing a human being has to do is be interested in something. That's it. If you're interested in archery, you become good at it. If you're interested in music, you become good at it. If you're interested in comedy, you become good at it. If you're interested in engineering, you become good at it. Why? Because God lives in here. God lives in here. Source lives in here. The universe lives in here. The universe is in you. Your universe. And it brings your life path out like this. Life happens for you, like this. For you. For you. For you. It unfolds for you. It doesn't happen to you, to you, to you, to you. That's a victim. Because you have no control. Yes, there are victims in the world. We just witnessed that. There are wars in the world. Those things cannot be helped. Well, they can be helped, but you understand. So there are external things that happen in our environment, in our world. It's not our job to fix it externally, because those things are temporary. We need to fix it internally. What fixes it internally? Education, generosity, kindness, compassion, love, understanding, empathy, sensitivity. But then there's, men that go, well, we're not supposed to be sensitive. We're not that way. Human beings are more sensitive than they realize. And I don't mean in the passive sense. I mean sensitive as in when you can be still. And that's why they say, be still and know. Because you have infinite knowledge in here. You're bigger than you think in here. You're more than you think in here. You're distracted into little things, but you're a human being. God lives in you. But then you think you're no big deal. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. Hello? Humility is thinking of yourself less. Humility is putting the other person first. One of the biggest problems with relationships is the what's in it for me. What's in it for me? Right? Janet Jackson had a song called, What Have You Done For Me Lately? No. What can I do for you? What can I do for you to make you feel good? What can I do for you to make you happy? How can I serve you? How can I be loving to you? So that now when we come together, it's loving. There's no Valentine's Day love. That's an illusion. That's a commercial illusion. Okay? That part of it is an illusion. Feeling loving is not an illusion. So there may be people that you feel loving around, and that vibration is conducive to that feeling that we call love. But it's us being kind. It's us being generous. It's us being compassionate. It's us being loving. When you're around these people that make you feel like that, there's joy, there's ecstasy, there's, right? There's endorphins, there's oxytocin, there's all of these things that make for a beautiful existence. The problem is, as human beings, there's two things that we do. The one thing is we want to do it over and over and over. We want to repeat this over and over and over and over and over and over until it's no longer special. The second thing is I want to own this. Okay, I want to own this girl. I want to own this guy. I want to own this relationship. I want this, we're going to be, it's just you and I forever. We own this. We're bound to this. We're bound like this. No, you need to be free. You need to be free to love when you feel loving. The worst thing to do is to have a relationship that's permanent and, have it go like this all the time, like that all the time, and not understand that it's because of this that represents obligation, that it's because of this that represents some kind of maybe exclusivity or maybe ownership or maybe, that kind of mentality. No, we're like this no matter what happens. Good or bad, we're gonna march to the mud, right? We'll fix it. Anything that comes, we will endure. Try letting go. Try releasing. That old expression, when you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. The truth of the matter is, it comes back, it goes away. It comes back, it goes away. Men, allow her to come, allow her to go, allow her to come, allow her to go. It's okay. It's when you need, it's when you're anchored into the physical matrix, that's when you're blinded. That's when the illusion sets in. That's when the demands start being made. Then it's like, I did this, what did you do? What have you done for me lately? Instead, allow. Instead, release, let go. Instead, don't demand. The opposite of demand is allow. If you're demanding something, you're saying, I want it my way. I want it this way. I demand that this be done. Right? Allow. See where it goes. Allow. Freedom. All of the positive emotions, the top is love. Love, peace, gratitude, joy, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, hope, and satisfaction. These are all the positive emotions. Think thoughts that get you to there. Think thoughts that get you to satisfaction first. That's the bottom of the good emotions. Then work your way up. Hope, enthusiasm, excitement. We can't be excited all the time, right? Of course not. We can't be happy all the time, right? Of course not. That's not realistic. But if you have the 50 percentile here, and these are good emotions and these are bad emotions, or positive and negative, or ideal and let's say undesirable, all you need to do is move this marker 1%. Now guess what? You have 51% positive emotions, 51% higher frequencies. Now your life is, majority is positive, because this is the negativity shrunk over here. When people ask me, all right, tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. This one guy actually did that. He stood in my office one day, years ago, and he goes, I need to know what I'm doing wrong. And I said, why do you need to know what you're doing wrong? Because I never told him what he was doing wrong. Because my job as a life coach is to break down walls instead of build them. Right? If you start telling somebody what they're doing wrong, you watch the reaction that you'll get. You know, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Then when they leave, they're going to be going, oh, Junior said I was doing this wrong, I was doing that wrong, and think, oh, that wasn't the thing to do, that was, you know. And then now they have a complex. Now they have a whole new set of complexes, you see? So he goes, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I said, why? He said, so I can fix it. I said, that's not how you fix what's going wrong. He said, what? I said, yeah. You focus on what's right and you grow that. Stop telling your children what's wrong with them. Stop telling your children they're doing this wrong, they're doing this wrong. Instead, just walk over and go, no, it's like this. It's like this. It's that simple. You don't need to make them feel bad. You don't need to make them feel less than. Okay? They even put it on religious shirts. He is greater than I, with the greater less than symbol, right? You don't need to make people feel inferior to teach them something. I work with 3-year-olds. 3-year-olds don't understand much, but they understand muscles, air, and energy. And a 3-year-old can tell if you are positive or negative. They're not even part of consciousness yet. To be a part of consciousness, you need to be at least 6 or 7 years old before you're fully conscious. Because everything's being downloaded. It's all about sensory when you're young. Children are sponges. They're absorbing things, absorbing data, experiences, all of these things. But they're experiencing these things. And it all goes into their initial paradigm, their first paradigm. So if somebody's having, if you have a child and they're doing something wrong, if they're going about a process that's not as efficient as it should be, just go over and say, no, here, watch, look, like this, watch this, and do it for them. If you tell a child how to do something, good luck. If you show a child how to do something, next week they'll do it better than you. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to show. Don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to be kind, to be empathetic, to be compassionate. Don't be afraid. You're not risking anything, you're building something. Okay? Risk is associated with a negative vibration. Because what are you saying? You're saying, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. So I'm going to risk this. Because this may turn out to be something negative. This may turn out to be unfortunate. This may turn out to be something less than what I desired. Sometimes it's our insecurity that prevents us from being as effective as we can be. And that's why confidence is so important. Self-confidence, self-care, self-love, because it starts here first. If you're empty here, that's all you have to offer. If you're empty in this one, this is all you have. But when you're full of love, when you're full of kindness, when you're full of generosity, when you're full of empathy, when you're full of compassion, you have a lot to give. If money is the only way that you think you can get something, you're suffering from limited thinking. If you can think it, and you can speak it, and you can write it, you can live it. Ask, believe, receive is the formula. It's in the Bible. Mark 11:24 for you religious people. Ask, believe, receive is the formula all day long. It will never change. It will never change for human beings. Ever. That's the way we're designed. Because why? Because we were designed to, number one, ask. And then you have to believe in this one, right? You have to believe in yourself. Because if you can't believe in yourself, you can't believe in anything else. I have a client that I donate my time for him. He's very good in religion. He can tell me all these quotes. He can give me all these religious concepts. He can quote the Bible back to front, upside down, and sideways. But he doesn't believe in himself. How is that possible? How is that possible? Or how is that practical that you take all of your belief and you put it up in the sky someplace and you go, okay, I believe in God. He wasn't the only one. Krishna told us that. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. It's in the Torah. It's in the Quran. It's in the Bible. It's in all holy books. The magic that you're looking for, the miracle that you're looking for, that wonder that you're looking for is in your bathroom mirror. Go look. Go look, and you'll see this amazing creature. Go look and be happy with what you see. If you're not happy with what you see, you have the power to fix it. Does it look too big for you? Okay, well, don't eat so much and get some exercise and do some healthy things and it will look better to you. If that doesn't matter to you, love what you see. You know, men are really good at loving the mess that they are. We're good with that. We look in the mirror, we see a mess, we go, I'm happy. But the key is to be happy. You know, if you're content, if you're satisfied, that's the first step. That's the first step. Anything after that, moving on up the scale, is achievable through affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. What about the meditation? Do I have to say fancy Indian words that I don't know? No, not at all. Sit still for 10 minutes a day and close your eyes and be aware. It's about your awareness. It's about growing your awareness. It's about a greater sense of awareness. Because until you have a greater sense of awareness, you will look, but you will not see. You will listen, but you will not hear. And the veil will not be lifted, because that veil is pretty thick. That veil is called conditioning. You have been conditioned. We have all been conditioned. Not just by one thing. Okay, we're not talking devil. We're not talking that. That's in here too. You know, devil on the left shoulder, angel on the right. Which one you gonna choose? Can you choose devil all the time? No. Well, see, when you choose devil all the time, there's only 3 steps down. There's the street, there's the prison, and there's the graveyard. That's it. When you choose the angel, it's unlimited. But like I always say, we have the windshield wiper. Good, bad, good, bad. Good thought, bad thought. Thoughts become things. A belief is a thought you keep thinking, so the more you think about something, the more you believe it. And this is why you get indoctrinated into things. You get indoctrinated into products. You get indoctrinated into good tasting food. Whatever your favorite crush is, whatever your favorite, you see, you get indoctrinated into everything. Why? Because humans are highly impressionable. We adapt to our environment. We start believing commercials after 2 weeks. That's how long it takes. It takes 2 weeks for a TV station or a radio station to run a commercial with a decent frequency. That means a number of commercials. It takes 2 weeks. And these products start to sell after 2 weeks of advertising. Why are they selling? People are being conditioned. If it's presented in a way that is palatable to you, let's say it another way. If it's presented to you in a way that you find appealing, in a way that you find, like, you look at it and you go, wow, that's pretty cool. That's all that needs to be done. Sales go up. Why? Because we have an advertising campaign. And a belief is a thought you keep thinking. If they can keep you thinking about their product, you're going to buy it. You're probably going to like it. Sometimes you buy it, you don't like it. Okay, next thing. But you get indoctrinated for everything. So again, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? So at the top, it's love. Are you thinking thoughts of love? Are you thinking that, you love somebody? Thinking of people you love? Good job. Okay, love, peace, gratitude, joy, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, hope, and satisfaction. What about the bottom part? Okay, so right below satisfaction is worry. Then it goes down: irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, boredom, envy, despair, grief going this way, guilt, shame, and fear is over here. Love is over here. Fear is over here. Hate is not the opposite of love. But love is the highest vibration. The lowest vibration is fear. If people can keep you afraid, if people can keep you in fear, they keep you off your life path. It's when people support you that you begin to grow. It's when people support you that you begin to flourish. It's when people support you, you begin to thrive. Why? Because you have a life path in here. You have a mission in here. You're on the planet for a reason. You're in the realm for a reason. You're here to contribute. You are the contribution. It doesn't matter if you're collecting shells on the beach, if you're looking at goats in the mountain, or if you're being productive at a job. You're here for a reason. You need to find that reason. Get one of these and start writing. Ask the question, write the question. What is my purpose? When you get that intuitive answer, that's the superconscious, write that answer down and then write out the next question and form a dialogue on paper. And when you get tired and you put your pen down and you go back and you look at what you've written and the questions you've asked and the answers that you've gotten from the superconscious, intuitive answers, intuitive thought, you will have a complete picture. And that's about it. We have to say aloha to our international feed right now. So we want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us again this morning. We are here tomorrow morning again at 7 a.m. Hawaii time.